Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. What is up, my beautiful people? It's your girl Rosabelle, and welcome. For those of you who are new here, hit that subscribe button, the follow, the like, the share, wherever you see this, wherever you're listening to this. And welcome. Welcome to my mind. Welcome to my feelings. Welcome to my space. I'm in my element. I'm in a space where I like to kick my shoes off and put my feet up, put my robe on, take my pants off, because pants are dumb, and just kick back, relax. I want to unwind from my day, unfold, and unplug. All right, we live.
What up, though?
Yes, what up, though? I feel like I ain't seen you all year.
Me?
Yep, let's catch up, honey. Okay, so it's the second week of May.
Mm-hmm.
We went on a nice little vacation for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
We got a chance to explore Philly with our littles.
My favorite vacation.
Take it back to the place where we had the most intimate experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that our kids can enjoy that.
Philly is my favorite place to go.
And see something new. And that is a trip that we will probably make a little more regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get back and relax. It's always a good time.
Always.
Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I hope that y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. You know, being a mother is an everyday thing. Being a parent, period, is everyday thing. But this weekend was all about y'all. And I hope that y'all enjoy every single moment of it.
I hope more of them got vacations, days off, stay at a spa or something, hotel, get away from them kids for a second.
Yes, get everything that your heart desires.
Make
exactly
the daddy
where
do the
you
work.
want it to be. So you know what we're talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
We talking about mothers.
Mothers?
That is my impression of white chicks, because I can't do the voice.
That wasn't very good, babe.
Wow. It's okay. Insert clip here. But we talking about mothers today, and just like us and like being a parent, we being real about mothers today. We talking about mothers, being a parent, and kind of like what it means to us, what we love about it, and some of the things that could grind our gears about being a parent, because we all have them. But overall, I just wanted to just share, I don't know, some real life experiences, because being a parent is beautiful. It's beautiful. But you know, there's always the in-betweens that sometimes people don't see. It ain't easy, but it's beautiful.
Right. Right.
We're mothers. How did it feel to become a mother?
You mean like in the moment when he was born? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, in the moment when he was born, and then, you know, that fourth trimester, right?
Yeah.
Like how, I feel like that's kind of like becoming a mother.
Yeah.
That stage. Like, how did it feel?
Well, I remember thinking when we were still in the hospital room, when he first came out, and I'm never going to forget this, and I'm never going to stop telling the damn story. They handed him to me, and I think I was supposed to hand him to you and say it's a boy, you know, because we didn't know the gender, right? But I don't remember that the way that other people tell me it happened. Like, I remember them handing me a baby, and it was in my hands, and she, like, handed the baby to me, like, with his legs open so I could see that he was a boy, you know? And I remember saying, like, it's a boy. But I was crying, and I'm pretty sure no one heard me. But you say you heard me.
I did. I'm like, oh.
Secondary thought was, oh my god, his feet are big, shoes are going to be expensive. So, I mean, at least I'm thinking about the future.
Maybe I have some big feet.
I remember thinking, like, I hope that I have a really good bond with him, you know? And being like, oh shit, this is the moment, you know? Like they say, that there are sometimes dads who like pass out in the room.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Just gotta be better than that guy.
Just thinking to myself, like, oh shit, this is the time. This is the moment when my life changes forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I was like, oh god, if I keep thinking about that, I'm gonna be that guy. But I mean, after that, like the first couple days in the hospital, and then when we came home, like we were very blessed with the amount of time that we got to spend with him at the beginning of his life.
Man.
Like you had a lot of time, like PTO or leave or a combination of stuff. Yeah, and then I was in school and working from home with my internship, so I was with him for I think his first 6 months. So, I mean, I was just really blessed to have that. I wish that I could still do it sometimes, but I do love my job. So, it's give and take, I guess. But I just remember, like,
grows.
Yeah, in those first 6 months, they make so many strides and they do so many cool things. And I was just really blessed to be a part of that as much as I was. And it was just amazing. Like if we had another kid, I'd probably have to quit my job for 6 months. Sounds funny. Hopefully Ruth Ann's not listening. But I'm serious. So, because being a part of that was cool. But I would say, like, it doesn't stop there. People think about motherhood and, like, you develop your style, like, in that first, like, few, whatever, months, weeks, whatever. You develop who you are as a parent, the roles as a parent, and da-da-da. But I don't think that's really true. I think that we still, today, are developing parenting styles and what we're going to do about that, like, as problems arise.
It's a whole different kid every time.
Yeah, right?
Every day it's a different kid.
And we discussed that together, and I think one thing that we have really done well is that we're always on the same page as far as parenting goes. You know what I mean? Like when I'm like, okay, Mason's exhibiting this behavior, it's not acceptable, this is what we're going to do about it. You are usually willing to compromise with me, and we get on the same page, and then boom, we're together, and it works. When he started with them tantrums, and I was like, you know what? I'm not playing with tantrums no more. No warning, timeout, period. You got right on board with me, and you've been there with me ever since.
I told Granny too.
And so I think that honestly, I have seen a decrease in the behaviors, and if I see him, heading down that road, I'll say to him, like, hey, you need to calm down or you're getting a timeout. And he stops. So, and same thing with potty training, one day we were like, I'm not buying any more diapers, and we didn't. And we stopped.
Nope, sure didn't. No
clothes. If this is what you need, no pants. I don't care where you are. And he potty trained pretty much himself. He did. Very quickly.
Yeah. And he had all the experiences in 1 year of every single type of bathroom that he could possibly be in.
Yeah, airplane bathrooms, boats. Yeah, a bus, a cruise ship, all kinds of hotels and airports and all
Targets.
Lots of Targets, the bookstore.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And he went with the punches every single time. If nothing else, we've raised a resilient ass kid.
Man.
And I think that, he's only 3. As he gets older, he will still continue to go with the punches. But I have been noticing lately that when he thinks he can get something from you but not me, or me but not you, he will ask the person he thinks he can get it from. And something that I absolutely love about you, as you know, if you're the pushover, that you're always like, what'd your mommy say?
Because I know he'd be doing that. Like, okay, so what did your mom say?
What did Mama say? Mama said yes.
No, let me hear her say yes.
Right.
Oh, he was so funny with that one. He tried it though. It worked a few times, but he quickly realized that it wasn't gonna work no more.
Yeah.
Now he just spells stuff out to me.
Yeah, he'll spell it sometimes if he thinks I'm going to say no. Or like if I already said no to something and I'm like, what do you want? He just did this earlier. He said he wanted pink lemonade. He's laying in bed about to go to sleep and he wants pink lemonade. And I said, no. I said, you can have pink lemonade tomorrow. You want some water? And he's like, Mommy, I want k.
It's just sounding it out for me because why you sounding it out? Like, you could have just said it.
I said, Mason, you want pink lemonade? Oh, yeah. Like I wasn't going to figure it out. And I said, what did Mommy say? He said, Mommy said no. Mommy did not say no. Mommy said tomorrow. So, I mean, I guess overall, that's a long way of me answering your question. But overall, I think that as a parent, I'm still developing, and I think I will always develop, you know? I will always kind of go with him on stuff, you know, because I think you kind of have to. You know, in a way, we've raised other kids too.
Oh, for sure.
So we've dealt with, you know, 1, 2, 3 years old, 4, and so on and so forth.
4 and very resilient. That's why I'm like, this 3, he's strong, but just wait.
Yeah. And you know, I do think to myself too when I'm in a moment with him, I try to think to myself, like, if this moment were to happen when he's, you know, 10, and at that point he's probably my size or bigger, you know,
he's gonna be
how would I want him
our size?
Yeah, how would I want him to deal with this, you know? Because I know, like, a lot of times parents will say, like, oh, well, you know, if you don't stop, I'm going to smack you, or they'll, like, try to hold their kid down, or, you know, stuff like that. And I've always been somebody who doesn't try to physically restrain him, because I know in, like, 5 years I'm going to have nothing on him. You know, like, especially, like, with the medicines and stuff, because he takes a lot of medicines. I don't want to restrain him unless I have to.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be able to do that forever. It's not sustainable. And I kind of think about those things. I don't know if that's something that other people think about, but I do. Trying to think towards the future, you know, what kinds of things what kind of skills does he need to have? You know, he needs to have the ability to say what he wants, say how he's feeling, you know, problem solve. I'm feeling a certain way, so this would help me feel better, you know, or do basic tasks. Like, you know, and yeah, he's 3, but he's been cleaning his room since he's been messing it up.
Man, that get tiring going back there and just always picking up toys.
I'm not doing it. So I taught him I made him a very simplistic organization system that he can understand. Very simple. And he knows exactly where all his toys goes, and he knows how to put them away. And now when he does it by himself, it's not perfect, but that's fine. I'm not here to be perfect.
I don't want it perfect. I just don't want to do it all the time.
I just don't want to step on toys when I walk in your room. That's all.
Oh man, yeah, because I feel bad that they broke, but at the same time, I'll be tossing them holes in the trash. Like, well, you gotta clean up, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just when I see things come, I kind of try to think towards the future. You know, how is this going to impact him forever? Because he's very moldable at this point. What do you think? How did you feel when you became a mom?
I was so excited.
Oh yeah, of course.
But the first thought in my head was just like, his head was just shaped like an oblong, and I'm like, is his head okay? I mean, I heard that it was a boy, but I'm just like, whoa. But then he was fishing. He came out fishing. He was ready for some milk. Okay, come on. Like, but it was such a magical moment. I don't know.
Yeah, labor was
like,
long.
Oh my goodness, this kid looks like me. I don't even remember the whole thing. I remember the parts when I was in the most pain. But
parts of labor, you mean? Labor was really long.
Labor was really long. I
It was
remember
what,
it
like
got to a
14
point where I just
hours?
couldn't even go potty no more because every time I sat on the toilet, here come another contraction. I'm just like, no, fuck this. I was so tired after that. I'm just like, listen, I just want to go pee. I just want to sit down on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
But whew, he wasn't even that big to be feeling like that. Ugh.
I mean, I think too part of it had to do with how long it took, because 13 hours, that's a long labor,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah, I was tired.
I know you were, and we went in at like what, 1 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
too?
27 and a half total hours of just
Yeah,
trying to figure it out.
yeah. You barely slept through those 27 hours. I mean, once they gave you your epidural, you slept. I mean, you slept good. You were out
I didn't
cold
feel
for a
like
little
I
bit.
slept good at all in the
Girl, you
moments.
were out. I was over here trying to sneak you blueberries and shit. You was out cold.
Man, I just hated that I couldn't get up.
I know. I
That's
know.
part of how I be feeling about my hip now. It's like, why did I have to lay there like that? Like I feel like if I didn't have to lay on my hip, I was trying so hard not to.
But I mean, before that, like you would be laying on like a ball or something, and you would be just like out cold, like deep, deep sleep, and a contraction would come, and you just like a fucking zombie was in you or something. And then as soon as it was over, you just pass right the fuck back out.
Man, I knew I was tired. It
You
was
were tired
crazy.
as
It was a
shit,
crazy
man.
time.
And I know
I
you
think,
were frustrated because you couldn't eat nothing for so long.
man, that was something. That's what I was going to talk about. Is like that experience. I loved it. I don't know, just because it was amazing when Mason actually came out, and like life thereafter. So I think that it was worth it. Plus, I had an amazing doula.
Yeah.
She was great. Like, thank you so much, man, for being there. But that entire experience was just like something inexplainable.
Mm-hmm.
But also it was just magic happening the whole time. And then I just remember thinking like, look at this dude.
Yeah.
Looking like me with his big old cheeks.
Yeah. He came out real
And these big
round.
old feet.
Oh my god. I remember
But
the
he was so
hands too.
tiny.
His hands were so wide. Like it wasn't like long or skinny. Like his hands were wide.
Yeah, he
His
had little
hands still are
hands.
wide.
I know, but they getting bigger.
And the one crooked toe. I will never get over the
Yeah.
crooked toe. It's still crooked. It's the most adorable thing to this fucking day.
It is.
The one day his doctor did say something about the crooked toe at one of his appointments. He said, do you think that we're going to have to do surgery or anything to straighten it out? I said, at this point, it's not really bothering him, like in his shoe or anything. I said, it just kind of like curves around the other toes. That's all. And he's like, okay, as long as it's not bothering him, we're not going to do anything about it.
I don't know if he start falling over as he get older because the toe too crooked. You might have to consider.
Well, if he started
Because it
falling
might be a
over,
balancing.
I don't think it's the toe. I think he's just clumsy.
I mean,
And he'd be wearing them damn clogs.
Man, not you calling them clogs.
They are though.
Yeah,
What are they? What are they if they're not clogs?
because his one shoe. I'm not trying to get off topic, but his one shoe, man, he kept tripping at his appointment, and he was like, he was over here like, oh, it's slippery.
Mason, it's not slippery.
Oh man,
Oh,
when I
God.
said it, he took my breath. I'm just like, come on, Mason, it's not slippery, Lord Jesus, it's your shoes, buddy.
But he loves those sandals and stuff. He has the shark ones right now. Before he had, what did he have before? Was it Mickey Mouse?
Yep.
Mickey Mouse.
He had some Elmo ones before.
Elmo. Oh my God, the Elmo ones he loved. I should get those Elmo ones again.
All right, not to get off topic.
Sorry.
But
I will buy literally anything for that dude.
Other things that I loved about being a mom was I loved that I got to have like 11 weeks at home. Maternity leave was amazing.
Yeah.
Pregnancy was amazing. I feel like that part was also becoming a mother. Like while he was growing, and we finally felt the kicks.
Yeah.
Lovely placenta front pregnancy. So we didn't feel a lot of kicks until like very late.
Yeah.
But he was always active. But that entire glow and grow process was like, it was awesome. I felt great.
Yeah.
And it don't know, just the breastfeeding nights, the long nights. He used to wake up early, feeling so happy, like just to see Mason and his little cheek.
Yeah.
Always giving him kisses when he feed. The times that he drowned himself in breast milk. Those were funny days, but he's just growing up so fast, and it's so amazing to see how brilliant his mind is.
Yeah. He
And
is just
how
like a
eager
sponge.
he is, like for his adventure or for learning new things. He loves it. And he has a teaching spirit too.
Yeah.
So it's so many things that like that's how I felt.
I don't feel like there's really a good way to explain Mason. Like when I tell people, I'm just like, he's just so cool.
He is.
Because he is one cool
cat. He is like, he Pete the cat, honey.
You know, he's
in real
not
life.
like he's a little goofy. Right, he's groovy. He's not like he's like a little goofy, but like I wouldn't call him goofy. You know what I mean? He's really smart, but I wouldn't call him smart. He's adventurous, but I wouldn't call him adventurous. I think he's cool. Because he just like will go with anything, you know? He picks up anything you give him, he picks it up and he makes it better.
And I really love his love for music.
Oh my God, music's been huge lately.
Music. There's some songs that now that I listen to that he wants to listen to again, and it's like, oh, I wonder what you like about this song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. He's amazing. A lot of the things that he does is just like, you know, and the things that he's interested in, you know. Like I think recently you asked me, what am I most surprised that Mason likes? Mm-hmm. You know, because I think that most parents have like an idea of what their kid's going to be like.
Yep.
You know, and I don't think I had anything particular in mind, you know, but I'm surprised how much he loves to learn. You know, like I knew that he'd be exposed to a lot of learning because of who we are as parents and who he's around just generally. But I didn't think that he would enjoy it so much.
I think that one of the things that I'm shocked, or not really shocked, but one of the things that amazes me about Mason is like how fearless he is. Mm-hmm. Like he loves animals, and I think that's cool. Mm-hmm. He's continued to show his love for animals, and of course his adventurous side comes out. I'm not quite surprised that he's adventurous because we do enjoy adventure. Mm-hmm. But I just love seeing how it all ties together.
He does such a good job when we go on vacations.
He has really acclimated to learning how to travel rather quickly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like telling you that entire year from start to finish went from crying and whining and on flights to just like being able to be on flights.
Yeah, he does just fine on flights. He did good on that big
and potty bus. Everywhere. He learned how to use elevators. Like,
yeah, now he gets on elevators and he's like, "Mommy, I want to press the button."
Yep.
And he's like,
walks right in. Like,
yep. He's like going in. He knows what button to press, and then he gets off, and he knows his room number in the hotel, and he's like, "Mommy, let's find 406." You know, and he counts all the numbers, and he knows how to count down to the number or count up to the number, depending on, you know, what way we're coming down the hall. And he just like figures it out. He learned how to use card keys this last vacation, so he could unlock the door by himself. I mean, he just figures it out because he's so eager to learn. You know what I mean? He sees us do stuff, and then he wants to try it. You know, cooking. Oh my God.
That's also a little bit shocking. We both cook though, so I don't know why it comes to me as like, whoa, but like
he loves cooking.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He wants to do it. He wants to help. I'm like, oh.
He wants to chop vegetables. He wants to season stuff. Baking is his favorite. He loves baking. Measuring the ingredients and reading the instructions. And I have this really cute picture of Mason holding the back of like a cookie, and like the instructions for the cookies. And he's pointing and he's saying, in the well, of course, pictures don't talk, but what he's saying in the moment is 1 cup of water, but the picture's like him pointing at the words.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. He loves cooking. I think that's really cool though, because he's kind of a picky eater.
Right.
So
He's a picky eater, but he'll
cook it all.
He'll cook it all. But
So,
he ain't gonna try. I don't want that.
but he has tried a couple things, and
he has.
And he didn't like any of it, but he tried it, and I'll take that. You know, like at one point,
yeah, because you ain't gotta love it, baby. I just want you to try it.
Mm-hmm. At one point, he tried tomatoes. I was shocked that he bit into a tomato. He's bit into peppers a couple times, like bell peppers.
He has.
He won't try any kind of green, no lettuces, spinach, anything like that. Don't get too fancy on him.
Crazy because he used to love green.
Right. You know, one thing about parenting that we didn't mention is when Mason was eating baby food still, we made all his baby food.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot.
And he loved every moment of it. Mason loved that food.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot to make baby food, but when he was so young like that, I just was really nervous about him eating processed foods and stuff. You know, it took me a while to come around to him eating stuff like that. And now he eats McDonald's every other day, so I guess it didn't matter anyway.
So let's talk about that, because, you know, we talk about the beauties in parenting, you know. We talk about the beauties in parenting through our son and who he is. But let's talk about some of the, like, I'm not going to say struggles, but some of the struggles. Some of maybe the worries, like the initial worries with becoming a parent. You mentioned like the food. Like I agree. I didn't even know what to buy. I'm like, what the hell do I even buy them to try? Like I know what I've bought. Living in a house with an in-home daycare. You know, like I know what I've seen. Like I know what to buy, but like, do I really want him to eat this?
Yeah,
I tasted some of these before. I don't know. So I was definitely on board with learning how to make his food.
Yeah, and it really wasn't hard. Like for anybody who's thinking about it, yeah, for anybody who's thinking about it, just fucking do it. It's worth it. It was 100% worth it, and it was food that was good for us too. Like I wouldn't mind eating some of the stuff that I made for him, even though some of the vegetables were not my favorite vegetables. Like he loved squash, butternut squash.
He did.
I did not like that.
I remember I tried it at the hospital. I was like, I'm like, take this away, because that is not what I wanted.
Yeah. He liked a lot of things. He was big into sweet potatoes.
He was real big into sweet potatoes.
I don't like sweet potatoes neither, but I was happy to cook them for him.
He's the reason why I started eating them. Because trying them then, and then I realized that you can make them like, they're sweet because they're naturally sweet, but you can make them savory. And being able to make them savory has helped me appreciate them differently.
Okay.
I don't like them sweet, no.
I can see that.
They're too sweet, which is why I didn't really like them in the first place, because I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. The other thing that was good about making his food is that, I mean, we didn't ever run out or even get close to it, but if we would, just grab a can of peas out the counter, out the, out the pantry and make some baby food, and that's good enough. You know, it was that simple. And I mean, we keep up with grocery shopping anyway, and we usually cook for ourselves anyway. But I do remember being in a class once, online class. This is during COVID times. Yeah. And I had my computer.
We had a COVID baby.
Yeah, we do have a COVID baby. And I was in this class, right? It was one of the Zoom classes, and I had my computer sitting up on like our air fryer. And I'm sitting at the counter and I'm chopping veggies and stuff and sorting them into, what food they're going to be for him and whatever. And a couple people typed in the chat like, "Oh, you're such a good mom." And I'm like, okay. And then the professor was like, "I'm just noticing people like in the kitchen and doing stuff, and you really should be paying attention to the lesson." And I was like,
what are you talking about?
I was like, this is my house, bitch. I remember that specifically. It must have been his nap time or something. Or, there at the end when he started getting a little bigger and moving around, he would go to Granny's during my classes. That could be it too. But I do specifically remember that. I just turned my camera off.
Girl, I said what I said. I'm gonna get this food done when I got time.
Right, I'm a fucking mom to a baby, a literal infant who needs to eat.
Took some time in his little transition phase, like when he got to eat like his own homemade popsicles.
Oh my god, the popsicles.
Gosh, he loved those.
Applesauce popsicles, strawberry popsicles. Oh my
berries,
god.
Blueberries.
All kinds of berries. There'd be spinach in there, all kinds of stuff.
He seems to tear that stuff down.
Yeah, we should make those again and see if he eats them. He probably won't. It won't be sweet enough.
Maybe though with the strawberries. Do the strawberry right, he might come around to it because that dude loves him some strawberries.
Yeah, still to this day. He has to love the most expensive fruit there is.
Oof, I saw $6.99 last time I grabbed some. I'm like,
You know, I feel like the same way I feel about gas. If I'm gonna buy it, I may as well not even look at the price.
Nope.
I'm gonna buy it.
Grab it anyway.
Yep.
I look sometimes just to know, but I'm still gonna put these in my cart.
Right. I'm probably gonna buy a 3,
2,
4, 10. 10.
I'm just gonna take this whole rack.
Hopefully it doesn't cost me my entire paycheck.
So what was something that that you worried about, and now that you look back on it, it's like, I wonder why I ever worried about that. Like, do you have any of those?
I don't think so, because I think I was just ready to go with the punches, you know?
Okay.
I was just ready to go with the flow, because I just kind of feel like every kid is different, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And a lot of it is in how you raise them, the environment that you put them through, you know, and all of that. So I figured, you know, if I give him a very nurturing, caring environment, you know, he will figure out how to thrive in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I give him everything that he needs, he'll figure it out.
Man, I've only been worried a few times about Mason. I was worried when he started drinking 10-ounce bottles at 5 months old. I'm like, oh no. I can't keep up with this. I can't keep this supply up. I cannot keep up with this demand. This baby needs some food.
Yeah.
And that's how
we did start him on food before the doctor recommended. However, I think if the doctor had seen how he was acting when we put him on the food, then he would have agreed.
Nut? Like a damn nut?
Yeah, he couldn't. You can't drink milk like that. And he did still drink milk, but he also ate food.
But he wasn't drinking 10 ounces. I mean, he's guzzling them, and he still want them at the same regular times. Like, you cannot eat 10 ounces. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That was one time that I worried, because I was worried I wasn't going to be able to keep up, like, with the demand of milk, because I wanted to breastfeed. But he was taking them for, like, faster than I could replace them. And I'm like, man, what do I do? What do I do? He only 5 months. Like, but I'm just like, nah, fuck it. We just gonna make some food.
Yeah, and that's what we did. And
that's what we did. I'm like, shoot, if we home making it, you know what? Just give us something gentle, like some peas or some sweet potatoes. I think that's the only two that we did.
Avocado.
Oh, we tried avocado too. He had a love-hate relationship with the avocado. Like, he didn't hate it, but he didn't know about it. Mm-hmm. And them sweet potatoes.
Yeah, sweet potatoes was it.
Them peas, and then once he got a little bit bigger, them green beans. Like, once we could start like introducing more.
Mm-hmm. Green beans, really broccoli, spinach, kale. Yeah. I mean, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, anything that you can think of that's in a produce section. I was shoving that shit into his food.
And he got his teeth, because he started popping them teeth out 2 at a time real early, starting at 4 months.
I am grateful for that.
Every 2 months, he was just pop, 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 and go like 3 or 4 more teeth. Like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm. I'm very grateful that he got all his teeth out fast.
I'm very grateful that we didn't have too much of a battle with him biting me. He didn't really bite me as much. When he first started teething, I felt he gummed hard. And as the teeth kind of came through, we had to kind of adjust ourselves a little bit. Mm-hmm. And because then, like, if you fell asleep, right, your mouth just naturally relaxes differently when you fall asleep. That was a hard one. Mm-hmm. But he didn't bite. Thank goodness. Whew. He made that part easy. But I was actually genuinely worried about that. I'm like, oh. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting it right back, and then 2.5 years later, we finally stopped. Like, whew, shout out to that one. Because let me tell y'all, like, stopping breastfeeding is both physically and emotionally hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I talk about it with other people who looking to wean off of breastfeeding and kind of like, you know, how you do it. You know, I talk about it with ease, but it was emotionally hard.
Well, yeah.
It was physically hard. It can take a long time. Or short. It's really controlled by you. But it's just gotta push through those emotions. Nobody talk about that part though. That shit was hard.
That's exactly what you should talk about, but that's just a therapist in me. But anyway, what advice would you give to a first-time mom?
Just breathe. You're doing a great job. You're all this baby knows, you know.
Yeah.
They know no wrong. They love you. They support you. They need you. You're doing a great job. Just breathe and relax. That's big advice. Continue to find ways to just breathe and relax.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I would probably say just like know that even from a very young age, you are modeling the person that you want your child to be, even when you don't think they're watching. You know what I mean?
They always watching. They looking for y'all. Like y'all can't see me, but they whipping that ass. You know, it's loose sometimes when they small, but they whipping it.
Yeah.
They want to see you. They.
So if you want your kid to be, you know, kind and caring, you need to be kind and caring in front of them. Not just to them, but also to other people in front of them. You know, if you want your kid to be smart, start working on that reading and the writing and the whatever else, you know, you think your kid needs to work on. If you want your kid to be X, then you got to do Y. You know?
Yep, for sure.
You have to model it, because by the time they hit 3-4 years old,
they're exploding with a little bit of everything that they have picked up, and believe me, they do pick up.
They do.
And personalities popping right now. Popping. Like he goofy, real goofy. I'm trying not to be goofy around him because he thinks it's funny. And I think it's funny, and I don't want him to think it's funny, so I try to be serious. But it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that age, they're absorbing.
And also to push them just a little. You know what I mean? Like if you think your kid can do something, teach them how to do it and make them try. You know, like the amount of people who were shocked that Mason was reading at 18 months old. Your kid can read at 18 months old. Yep. They may not understand the content of what they're reading, but they can at least learn the words.
Right.
So that when they understand what the words mean, they can already read it.
Yep. They can use them, they can read it, they can understand it.
Same things with, like, you know, math facts. Mason's been crazy about math facts since he was fucking born. He can tell you what 12 times 12 is. I don't even know what 12 times 12 is. I once learned because he told me. You know, like he memorizes things so early and so fast. It's like, you know, use that to your advantage. You know, you won't have to teach them down the line if they already memorized it. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of kids are
just feed into it. I'll just keep going. Oh, okay, you want to learn multiplication? Okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Flip.
You know, all these other kids.
Games. You know, it doesn't have to just be flashcards, but he loves flashcards. And when he really in the moment, we're gonna use the flashcards. We're gonna be flipping them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You know, if you want them to be something, then you be it first, and they'll fall into place.
Aww.
And he has.
He really has.
You know, and other kids that we've had in our lives, they have too. You know, they see what their adult people in their life are doing.
Yeah.
And that's how they learn.
Magic happening all in our village, and I love to see it.
That's how they learn what's appropriate. That's how they learn how to react to things, you know. You're the kind of person who something bad happens and you start freaking out and stomping around and screaming and yelling and hollering and whatever, and your kid's going to do it too. If you're the kind of person who can say to your kid, hey, you know, mommy's really upset right now. Mommy just needs to sit here and be by herself for a minute. Even if they don't actually give you that space, them seeing you doing it will help them.
It will. It does.
You know, or, you know, like I say to Mason all the time, how are you feeling? What helps you feel better when you feel that way? You know, so maybe I'll say to Mason, you know what, mommy's feeling upset right now. Mommy could really use a hug. You know, something like that.
And then he does give the hug.
He does. Oh my God, he gives the best hug. But that's beside the point, I guess. You know, he learns those things, and it's just be who you want your kids to be.
Well, thank you for being part of my conversation about mother.
I love you, babe.
And thank you for being an amazing mother.
And thank you, too.
And thank you to all of you mothers out there for being beautiful mothers to your children. Like I said, they love you, they adore you. We love you, we adore you. And you are worthy. 365.
Love you, bye.